So today we are making a video on the SparkyLinux 2024.08 version. So this is the latest version of SparkyLinux. So here is the boot menu. So I'm going to boot it in the live boot, and I'm running it on a virtual machine, which is a VMware with 60 GB of hard disk, 8 GB of RAM, and my CPU is i5 1240p. So the booting process usually takes like a 2 or 3 minutes in my PC. It should be more or less, so I'm going to mention it as soon as the desktop layout is loaded. So let's wait and see how much of time it's going to consume. So here is the desktop layout of the SparkyLinux. So it took 1 minute and 45 seconds to load up the desktop layout. So we are seeing the plain screen here, just the white screen on the welcome screen. So I'm going to close this thing and I'm going to open the task manager or the system monitor to see how much of resources it consumes as soon as you boot up the Linux distro. So here is our task manager, and I'm going to change all the display resolution as soon as we see the hardware specs and all those things. So right now it's consuming almost 75%. So the CPU is pretty much unstable right now, so we need to run almost like a 60 seconds to get the exact graph of the CPU. But the RAM is almost like a 1.2 GB, so it's consuming 1.2 GB of 8 GB of RAM. So these are all the processes running right now. So I didn't even change the display settings, so that's the reason I don't want to touch anything other than the system monitor to see how much of resources it consumes. So you need to understand that I'm running it on a virtual machine, so and also on a live boot, so it's consuming a bit of more RAM when you install it on the bare metal. So the difference will be around like a 300-400 MB. So you should be seeing that much of difference when you install it on the Linux distro on the bare metal, or the, when you choose it on the live boot or the virtual machine. So you should be seeing like a 300-400 MB difference. You don't see much of a major difference there, so you should be seeing that much of difference there. So I'm going to put the task manager in the right side corner. So I'm going to change the display settings first. Let's go to settings and display. Let me change the display resolution, which is 1920 into 1080 with a 16:9 ratio. So these are all the available resolutions or the monitor resolutions available. So it's pretty much almost 4.5K, I guess. So I'm going to apply this, keep this configuration. Let's put the task manager in the right side corner so you can see all the changes throughout the video. So let's get to the official website. Let's open the internet browsers, which is let's find the browser here. So I don't see any browser here. It should be Midori next generation. So I thought there will be some Firefox web browser, but in this case you don't get that browser. So usually Firefox is the default browser in the SparkyLinux, but I don't know why. So it should be Midori. So let's wait until the browser is loaded. So I downloaded the XFCE desktop environment. So you should be seeing the desktop environment here. So here is the browser. I'm going to first show you the official website and some release notes or anything which is available. So let's first close the tabs which is opening right here. Let's check the version of the browser. Let's go help. So it's a bit of lag here and there. So you get the 11.3.3 browser. So I think it's based on Firefox. I don't know properly, but I'm going to type in about support to get some browser information. Hit enter. Let's see. The Midori browser, and here is the build ID. And the Linux kernel you get is 6.10.3. So this is the latest Linux kernel available. So if you want, you can just type in Linux kernel. So let me type in like that. Linux kernel. So there is some search engine here. So I'm going to change it to the Google, I guess. So it should be the first link. So let's try to open the links. So there is some search engine for this browser. So usually you should be seeing DuckDuckGo or the google.com. So the mainline version you're getting is a 6.11 RC3, which is available release candidate version, but the stable version is a 6.10.4, and you get is a 6. 10.3, which is pretty much latest version you are getting here. And when you scroll it down, you should be also seeing the operating system theme, which is a Sparky 6. And you should be finding other information about some distro and also the browser. So memory size, it says 7.7 GB, but I choose 8 GB of RAM for the virtual machine. So disk space available is a 3.8 GB. Keep on scrolling and you should be seeing the additional information. So here are some of the information. If you consider it's important, you can read it. So window protocol is a X11 and the desktop environment is a XFCE. And when you scroll it down, you should be also seeing the display resolution. So just scroll it down, or you can just pause the video and read everything on your own. So I'm going to close it. So here is the Linux kernel version information. If you want, you can get all the information right here. So I'm going to open the SparkyLinux website. Let's try the SparkyLinux. SparkyLinux. So I hope it's .org. Let's try it. So it is SparkyLinux.org. So it will directly take to the official website. And also you should be seeing the Sparky news, which is SparkyLinux 2024.08, which is the version we are right now using. So you should be seeing all the changes, whatever changes is available in the 2024.08. So this is the latest ISO file which was released a few hours ago. So here you can see it's the latest date. And also here are all the changes. So you should be seeing the Linux kernel 6.10.3 and 10.4, 6.6 and also 6. Go search engine as a default, so it's also changed here. As you can see, it's AstianGo or entrance address. So I usually prefer DuckDuckGo or the Google search engine, but it's a new search engine available. If you want, you can try it on your own. So if you're satisfied, then choose that one, or else you can change whatever you want according to your wish. So the SparkyLinux CLI installer with the added home partition encrypted option. So you can just click on these links, you can get all the information there. And also Firefox 129.0.1 in Sparky repos. And also Thunderbird, you're getting 115.13.0. And also the LibreOffice 24.2.5. So these are all the main changes you are getting, and also all the changes right here is provided in the official website in the release notes. And also the main thing you should understand is the live user password is live and root password is empty. So if some of you who want the information for the live boot, you should be getting the login logout screen options here, or the credentials. So I'm going to show you the downloading process. So there are a bunch of ads running around the website, but in my main operating system, I have a web browser, and also the browser has the ad blockers. So you don't get any blockers here. So you need to add extensions according when you're using this. So the ISO files are available in this stable and semi rolling. Also you can go with the old stable images if you want old ISO files. Let's see the stable and see. So you should be getting 7.4 in the stable, and when you go with the semi rolling, you should be getting 2024.08 version. So let me show you that also. So as you can see, when you go with the semi rolling, you should be getting all the other desktop environments, which are LXQT, MAT desktop environment, XFCE and the KDE, and you should be also getting the minimal GUI and a minimal CLI. So choose whatever you want according to your wish. And also here is the special edition, which is the older version. So I'm not going to go through all those things. There is also a video available in my channel, because I also made like a 3000 videos of every type of Linux distros videos. So you can watch any video there. So it's clearly up to you. So here are the mirrors. If you want the torrent, you can go with the torrent, or else you can go with the SourceForge and other mirrors. So choose your desktop environment. So I'm choosing the XFCE desktop environment, and here is my hardware specs on the VMware. And also these are all the RAM and CPU consuming right now when running it on a live boot and running it on the RAM. So here you should be also seeing the ISO file, image size, and also the desktop environment. choose whatever desktop environment you want. So in my case, I downloaded the XFCE. I'm going to choose the XFCE. So you should be seeing the ISO file downloading here. So it says some warning here, so I'm going to allow download. So you need to get all the information on your own. I'm not going to recommend anything here because everything, it's your PC. You need to be careful while downloading any files, because my point of view is just to make a video. I'm not going to recommend anything and I'm not going to support anything. So you need to be careful on anything, whatever you want. So if it says warning, you need to understand what it is and you need to get all the information if it's anything wrong there. So in my case, I'm making a video, so that's the reason nothing is problem for me. So never trust anyone on the YouTube and just blindly download and make a installation on the operating system, whatever the ISO file is available. So do every research on your own, and then if you're satisfied, then go with the installation, or else if you consider it as unsafe, just ignore that thing and try to download another Linux distro. It's a good option instead of going with the wrong ISO files and all those things. So do all the research on your own and install any operating system if you like. So my point and my main objective is to make a video, and I'm not going to provide every information because it's pretty much very hard to provide everything. So I'm just going to say it's better to always research on your own. Don't just blindly trust anyone on the YouTube, not even me. So because it's your operating system, it's your data, so it's better to get all the information on your own, and if you're satisfied, then go with the installation. So that was the downloading process, and that was the installation. Not the installation, that was the release notes. So we got all the information from the browser. I'm going to close the browser. So I'm going to open the terminal and let me type in some commands. As you can see, you don't get any wallpaper changes or anything, but you get the same things. So I'm going to check some distro information. Before that, let's check the terminal information. So this is the version you get. So I'm going to change the color so you can see everything properly. So I'm going to load a preset which is black and white, so you can see everything properly. So let me type in neofetch and hit enter. So command not found, so let's go with another command, inxi. So inxi is pretty much pre-installed almost in every Linux distro, but neofetch is not installed, so you need to install it according to your wish. So inxi, here is the CPU, here is the kernel information, Linux kernel. Uptime is almost 14 minutes. We are running this Linux distro almost 14 minutes. I don't face any issues or bugs, anything, but the CPU is pretty much unstable, as you can see in the video. So there is a high peak and low peak throughout the video, almost like a 14 minutes. So you need to try it in your PC, maybe it's a live boot or in the virtual machine, and if you're satisfied, then go with the installation. Don't blindly watch someone's video and judge on those videos. So it should be different on every operating systems, and not the operating system, it should be different on every PC. So if you have like a high-end PC, it should be very quick. It should, when sometimes if you have like a low-end PC, it should be different. So you need to understand those things and judge it according to your wish. So let me type in inxi-b, hit enter, and here you should be seeing host as a live, and the kernel which is already mentioned. The XFCE desktop environment you get is 4.18.1, and distro it says as SparkyLinux 8 7 Sisters is the code name. And also here is some of the virtual machine information. So if you consider it is important, you can read it right here. So here is the CPU information which is already mentioned. Here is the short information of the graphics. For example, display is a X11 server Xarch version 21.1.11, and also VMWGFX version is 2.20.0, and Mesa version is 24.1.3-2, and Compact V version is a 4.3. OpenGL version is a 4.5, and the display resolution is already mentioned. So here is some of the network information. If you consider it important, you can read it. So here is the inxi version, here is the available RAM and the used RAM. So here is the process. So let me type in inxi -F. hit enter. So you should be seeing some additional information in the audio, as you can see. So Pipewire version 1.2.2 and also ELSA version K6.10.3. So here is some of the other information, so which I already mentioned. EGL version 1.4, 1.5. So let me type in INXI -G, hit enter. Just wait for a few seconds and you should be getting all the graphics information. So let me type in cat /etc/issue, hit enter, and here is the SparkyLinux. So let me type in INXI -SV8. So this is the command which will grab complete distro information in just a single command. So I'm going to get all the information just typing those commands. So let me go up and give you some additional information if I forgot anything here. So there are some additional information added. So compiler GCC version 13.3.0 and the XFCE version already mentioned. GTK version you get is a 3.24.41. XFWM4 version 4.18.0 and DM Light DM version is a 1.32.0 and it's based on Debian 13 Trexie. So it's based on latest Debian. So here is the machine and the memory information which I already mentioned. So you just need to scroll it down. Here are some of the additional information. CPU is already mentioned. Topology, speed, flags are already mentioned. Here are all the vulnerabilities. You should be getting all the information here. Scroll it down. And also here is the graphics information. So you should be added with the additional display resolutions here, like a monitor resolutions. And also which mentioned Xarch, everything is already mentioned. So I don't think there is nothing left here. So I'm going to scroll it down. So you should be seeing also some additional audio information. So you can just read it from here. So I'm going to scroll it down. And also you should be seeing the network information and also the Bluetooth information. If you had the Bluetooth information, you should be getting the Bluetooth information. So you should be just scrolling down and you should be seeing other like a repos, sensors, process, and also the compiler GCC version which is already mentioned. Bash version is a 5.21, which is 5.2.21, and also you should be also seeing the systemd version 256 and some other information right here. You can just read it by pausing the video. So we pretty much covered everything from the commands. So let me type in hstop, hit enter. So hstop is also not pre-installed, so all the installed commands is shown to you. So I'm going to close it. So let me open the installer. So let me launch anyway. It's going to take a few seconds and we should be seeing the installer. And also you don't see any changes in the panel here. So you should be seeing the same changes, not the same things. Almost the older version has the same changes here. So there is nothing changed here. So audio mixer and all those things, so you can customize. .8 18.6, and also you can add all the panel preferences. You can add new items and you can customize according to your wish. So these are all the same things, so I'm not going to go through all those things. You should be seeing everything here. So let's get back to the installer. So you get the Calamarus installer 3.3.6 for SparkyLinux 8 7 sisters. So choose your language here. There are a lot of languages available. After choosing the languages, click on next. Here you should be seeing the map. You can choose the map or you can choose the drop down menu for your location. I'm going to keep the Los Angeles, and the next option is the system language will be set to American English United States. You can change by clicking on change according to your wish. If you want to customize, you can customize, or else keep it like that. The numbers and date locales will be set to American English United States. Again, same thing, if you want to customize, do it or just keep it like that. Click on next, and here you should be seeing the keyboard. Choose your keyboard. It automatically chooses your keyboard. So choose your language for the keyboard and choose the variant for the keyboard. And if you want to test your keyboard, you can test it here. And also if you want to switch the keyboard, you can switch the keyboard with these options. And after that, click on next. And I'm going to give you the short answer here. I'm not going to go through all those things in the installation. First, choose your hard disk or the installation destination or the virtual disk, whatever you want to call it. If you have like a multiple installation destination, choose the specific installation where you want to install the SparkyLinux on that specific drive. So after choosing, this option is like a single boot option. It's going to erase whatever the ISO file, not the ISO file, the operating system or the Linux distro or any media files which are available in that specific drive. It's going to erase everything. The name it says it's going to delete everything in that specific drive or the choose drive, and it's going to install the SparkyLinux as the main operating system in that specific drive. And here are the options. If you want to choose whatever you want, you can go with it. And the next option is a manual partitioning. So you need to create a partition before choosing this option. Create a partition, and you should be seeing the two boot options in the boot menu when you boot the PC. So when you choose the manual partitioning and when you install it, the SparkyLinux on that specific partition, you should be seeing two operating systems. One will be the current operating system which you already are running, and the other will be SparkyLinux. So you should be seeing the two options in the boot menu. So choose whatever you want. So if you don't know how to install the Linux distro on the virtual disk or the hard disk or whatever drive it is, so you need to watch some short videos in the YouTube. There are plenty of videos available of just the installation tutorials. I also have these videos, but I never made the tutorials videos, specific installation tutorials videos, because I covered everything of that specific Linux distro almost like from top to end. So it's pretty much, my videos will be like at 20-25 minutes. I don't want you to get bored just watching just for installation. You don't need to watch all the features and all those things just like this video. So that's the reason I'm not going to recommend, and I'm not going to getting you bored just watching my video. So it's better to watch like a 2-3 videos in YouTube which has like a short videos. So you should be good with the installation. They will give you good information of how to install. Just watch like a 2 to 3 videos of different channel and you should be good with the installation. And also there is nothing complicated in the installation, so you just be good with just 1 or 2 videos. So after choosing the erase disk option, you should be seeing the encrypt system. So if you want to encrypt your system, just check this, and you should be having the 2 boxes. You need to provide the password in both the boxes, which should be same. So if you don't want to encrypt your system, just uncheck it and keep it like that. And also next option will be bootloader location. Here you should be seeing the master boot record for the specific drive or whatever drive it is. And the other option is system partition, and the other option is do not install a bootloader. So when you watch a tutorial of installation, you should be good with all this information. So I'm just going to click next here. So here you need to create a user account. So you already know how to create a user account. So all the operating system need to create it. You need to create a user account. So it's pretty much easy. What is your name? I'm going to type in my channel name. 95Linux. So if everything is going good, you should be seeing a tick mark here. If anything is wrong, it's going to show into mark or a cross mark or the error mark. What name do you want to use to log in? If I use the numericals first, it's going to say your username must start with a lowercase letter or an underscore. So you need to use the alphabets, so it should be good. I'm choosing the unboxing. So as you can see, it turned into green tick mark. So what is the name of this computer? If you want to keep it like that, you can keep it, or else you can change it according to wish. In my case, I'm going to keep it like that. Choose a password to keep your account safe. Choose the password. I'm choosing the simple password. So just like a 1 2 3 4 5. Don't ever try to keep this type of password because it's pretty much easy to guess. So anyone can log in. So that's the reason, always give a strong password. So if you want to log in automatically without asking for the password, just check it, or else you can uncheck it. In my case, I'm going to check this. So the other option is the use the same password for the administrator account. And if you want to use the same password as the above, you can choose this check button to see the same password or use the same password. So if you don't want, you can just uncheck it and you should be providing another password which shouldn't be same like this. So I'm going to choose the same password and I'm going to keep it like that. When you click on next, you should be seeing the summary of whatever you chose in the previous installation steps. You should be seeing everything here. So this is the present, and after installation it will be like this, and also every information is right available here. When you click on install, the installation process will take like a maximum of 20 to 25 minutes, depends on the PC and depends on the ISO file. If your ISO file is stable and it's released new, and if you downloaded the latest version which is stable, so it should be very quick and you shouldn't be facing any of the issues. In a rare cases it will happen, in some rare cases, but most of the cases, 99% of the time, it should be good with the stable ISO files. And when you download the beta version or unstable version, or you can call it as development ISO file, so yes, most of the cases it will just froze on the installation. Sometimes the installation get failed, or it will just freeze the screen with a black screen. You know already how it works. And the beta version, development version always have some bugs, so that's the reason they call it, they should be having some bugs. So it's always a good option to download only the stable version. But if you are trying to test it in the virtual machine, you can try it on your own. But I don't recommend for the main PC or work PC. Never install on the main PC or work PC if you have a beta ISO file or the unstable version. And also the installation will be quicker if you have a high-end PC. If you have like a low-end PC, so you need to first get the system requirements of the SparkyLinux. So if you have the maximum requirements or the recommended requirements, you should be good with the quick installation. If you have like a minimum requirements, under the minimum requirements, it should be more time consuming. So that's the installation process of the SparkyLinux. So there is nothing complicated, so that's the reason. And also I need to make another video, so that's the reason I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm not going to install the Linux distro. So let's check the pre-installed applications you get from the SparkyLinux 2024.08. So when you go with all the applications, so these are all the pre-installed applications you get from the SparkyLinux. Most of them are from the XFCE desktop environment, and also some added from the SparkyLinux. So you don't get any bunch of bloatware applications, you just get the basic XFCE desktop environment and some applications added which is useful for day-to-day tasks, like a LibreOffice which is used for students and office work, and media player, you already know, you watch the videos and play the music and all those things, and maybe some graphics like a GIMP and all those things. So in this case you don't get any graphics like a GIMP and all those things. Let's go with the internet. You get the browser, the Thunderbird which is a mail client, and development, accessories. So here is a Raspberry Pi imager. If you want to, you can go with it. I'm going to show that also. So these are all the applications you get from the SparkyLinux. So there is no bloatware or anything, but you get this much of applications. So it's pretty much loaded with basic applications, so you don't need to install anything on your own. So let me open some applications like about XFCE. So we already saw all the information in the terminal, so here is some other information. So there is nothing changed here. I pretty much showed every information in the terminal. So here are some options. If you want to customize, you can do it. I'm going to close. So the last thing is left right now is opening the applications to do a stress test. So viewers who doesn't know what is stress test in my channel, is like I open like a bunch of applications, like applications which consumes a bit of resources, to see whether this Linux distro will handle the day-to-day task, or the specific version which is 2024.08 will handle the applications. By opening like a 15 to 20 applications at once and try to switch the applications like instantly to see whether we find any bugs or crashes or like a not responding, or maybe sometimes the screen will be frozen or also the blank screen. These are all the options you get when doing all those things, day-to-day tasks. So we are trying to get all the applications opening at once, and instantly you should be judging on these things. So don't judge only on the stress test. You need to judge everything like a CPU, and also whether the Linux distro is having any lag or any crashes. You need to judge from every point of view and decide whether to use this Linux distro or not. Don't just blindly when the application, some of the applications crashes, don't judge like that Linux distro will not handle anything. So you need to judge from every point of view and decide to use that Linux distro or not. So let me open some applications. So in this case, there is not a bunch of applications which consumes a lot of resources like a Blender, GIMP, and like a Inkscape, Krita, Kernel. So these are all the applications. When you open this type of applications, like a 5 to 10 applications, so you should be seeing a high rise in CPU and RAM. So sometimes it will crash. So you should be getting the information to use it or not. So in this case, there is no such applications. So you just get some basic applications. So that's a big issue here. So we don't want to install. I'm not going to install anything because I don't want to download and install anything. I want to give the default options available and see whether this Linux distro will handle the default applications opening. So that's the point of my videos. So accessories, you don't get any applications here. You just get the text editor and all those things. So I don't think there are like a big bit of resource consuming applications in the SparkyLinux. So under graphics, you don't get anything. Let's open the LibreOffice, which doesn't consume a bunch of resources there. It consumes a little bit of resources, but it doesn't consume like a 1 GB of RAM or anything like that. So we need a bunch of applications which consumes a lot of resources, because I already have like a 8 GB of RAM and my CPU is i5 1240p. So it's pretty much everything will be opening instantly and without any issues. But some of our viewers has like a 2 GB of RAM. So I don't exactly say how it performs on that PC, because I have the good NPC. So I'm not going to say anything, because if I say anything, it will be a bit of wrong, because you should be using on that PC. So you need to say your thoughts on your own. So I said everything according to my PC, so I'm not going to say anything. If you ask me whether it will run it on the 2 GB of RAM or 1 GB of RAM, I clearly say I don't know, because I have like 8 GB of RAM and the CPU is pretty much 12th generation. So it will be a bit of wrong thing to say it will be like it will be running smoothly. I can't say anything like that. So you need to test it on your own and decide, and you can even mention it in my comments that whether it's running smoothly or not. So it will help other viewers also. So it's clearly up to you to decide whether to use it or not. So I said everything about my PC and how it performs on my PC. So these are my final thoughts of this Linux distro. So let me do a stress test and tell everything what I faced throughout the video. So till now I didn't face any issues or anything like that. So everything is running smoothly without any lag or anything. So that's a good thing. But the CPU is consuming but the CPU is like not pretty much stable in the graph. So that's the issue. So let's open some other applications. So I pretty much opened all the applications which should be opened here. So I opened the LibreOffice, Blender and Krita and all those things, but I'm not going to install anything because I don't want to download and make a test, because it will be a bit wrong here, because we want to do everything on the default applications available in that specific Linux distro. So the App Center is opening. So when I switch the applications, as you can see, there is no lag, any crash or anything. I can move from beginning and also from the end and also from the middle. So you don't see any issues here. And also you should be seeing the CPU is consuming a lot of resources. On the RAM side, it's almost 3.4 GB just for the browser and the LibreOffice and some less resource consuming applications. So like a Thunderbird and some NOI application, which is something with AI. So I don't pretty much know anything about this application, but you can get all the information by going to the official website, I guess, about Noi. So here is the information, which is just Noi. So let's try to switch the applications. So I don't see any lag. Let's check the task manager and see how much of resources it's consuming. So as you can see, there is a bit of high resources in the CPU in this part, because I opened all the applications at once just here like a 30-40 seconds ago, and still it's consuming a lot of CPU, and RAM is almost 3.5 GB. And when you scroll it down, you should be seeing all the process running right now, and there is some bit of minor hiccups here and there. So there is no smooth experience while scrolling the mouse and moving the scroll bar. So these are all the resources right now. So when you ask me whether it will run it on the 2 GB of RAM, so you need to check the system requirements of the SparkyLinux on your own. So if I get any information, I'm going to put it in the description, so you don't need to worry. So let's check the application information, and I'm going to end the video because we pretty much showed everything from the release notes. So I showed everything, whatever the changes is available in the official website in the release note is shown already. So I'm going to show you the application information and end the video. So you get the LibreOffice 24.2.5.2. I'm going to close it. So here is the package installer version. Let me close it. About Noi, it should be says as a power your world with the AI, explore, extend, empower. So here is the AI tools. Gemini is from the Google. ChatGPT, you already know all those things, so it's a waste of time to explain everything here. So here is the app center, which is pretty much unresponsive. It just shows the black screen. Here is the browser, which you already mentioned in the beginning. Here is our Synaptic package manager. So installed packages will be highlighted with the green box, and the packages name will be on the left side, and the installed version will be on the right side, and the latest version will be on the right side of the installed version, and the description will be on the complete right side. You should be getting all the information right here. You can just scroll it like this, or you can pause the video and read everything according to your wish. If you want to change the playback speed, and you should be seeing everything in a slow-mo. So let me check the version of the Synaptic package manager. You should be getting the 0.91.3. Let me close it. So it's pretty much blank screen. I'm going to close it. So let's check the Thunderbird version. So I'm getting the 115.13.0, which is already mentioned in the release notes in the official website. Let me close it. Here is the Pigeon. Here is the themes. Let me open appearance. Here are the available themes. You can customize according to your wish. Let's try to change the themes like a black, purple, blue. You should be also seeing the gray and all those other colors. So here is a scroll bar. You can customize according to your wish. High contrast, SparkyLinux 5. Here is the dark. Here is the light. Here are the icons, fonts, also the settings. You can change the window scaling to 2x, and you should be seeing everything in a bold fonts. Let's go to all settings. Panels is already showed. Display, here is the power management. So customize according to your wish. So there is nothing new here. I'm going to close it. Here is the window manager tweaks. So these are all the customization things. So I don't think it's important to show here, because I don't want to make a video lengthy just by showing unnecessary things. You should be seeing, you already used the XFCE desktop environment, so there is nothing changed here. So it will be a bit of time consuming, so I'm not going to show everything. It's a waste of time. So we pretty much showed everything, like a keyboard and all those things. So here is the notifications, and I'm going to close everything here. So customize according to your wish. Let me close it. Here is the Raspberry Pi imager. So choose your device, and if you want to download the operating systems, you can do that, all those things here. Choose your storage. The version you get is 1.8.5. so there is no change in the Raspberry Pi imager, so I'm going to close those things. So at the end of the video, these are all the resources, and after the end of the closing all the applications, these are all the resources right now. So it's almost a 1.9 GB and also 31%. It's pretty much unstable to say anything about the CPU. So it's clearly up to you. Try it on your own, decide it on your own. So I didn't face any errors or any issues, but there was a minor hiccups here and there. Other than that, no, there was no crashes, no bugs or anything. So I'm going to end the video here. Let me show you the logout screen and end the video. Again, thanks for watching. Peace out. This is the logout screen. These are the sessions, accessibility, and password is already mentioned in the official website, and also I showed you everything in the beginning. So thanks for watching. Peace out.